What's going on, my Trainer Club? Today we're going to check out the top tips for the Gible COMM Day, June 2021 in Pokemon Go. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go! Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, how excited are you about Gible COMM Day 2021? Man, I am so excited. Oh my goodness. This is going to be quite the day. It is really going to be quite the day, and I am super pumped about this, so I hope you guys are too. The number one goal, you have to be level 40 by this day. I really hope most of you guys are going in there as level 40 to get XL candy, because that's the overall goal for me right now, because at some point, Mega Garchomp is going to be super valuable once it gets dropped into the game. And some of you guys may be like, where are you going to play COMM Day? I will be playing it more than likely, as of right now. If anything changes, I will update it on my socials and the community tab. I will be at the Long Beach Pike in California. So I will see you guys out there playing Gible COMM Day. And I just want to make you guys aware that Mega Garchomp, some of you guys may be like, shiny Garchomp, not that different, not that cool. I kind of agree with you guys. But shiny Mega Garchomp is crazy cool. I love it. It is like a pinkish, you know, Murkrow-ish shiny looking thing. It is amazing. If you guys do want to see it over here, I can't wait for that Mega to come out. And just a reminder that the Mega was confirmed to not be coming out based on G2G Media talking to Niantic, and they did confirm that there is going to be no Mega Garchomp, as was Altaria, for the Swablu COMM Day. So without further ado, let's get into the details, then we'll go into my top tips. I want to make sure you guys maximize fully. You want to be in great areas and everything like that. You guys know the drill, so let's get into my details. And also, stay tuned to my social media if you guys do want a quick reference guide to make sure you guys are staying ahead of the curve and remembering all the tips that we talked about. And that's at the Trainer Club with 2 B's on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook it's just 1 B. So here we go, guys. Let's get into it. So it's going to be Sunday, June 6th. From 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time zone. I will be streaming the last hour and a half of the event. If you guys do want to tune in, I will be on Pacific time zone. I will pretty much be behind everybody, so we're gonna finish off the event strong on the live stream. The bonuses of the event are going to include 3 things. We have incenses that are gonna last for 3 hours. We have Gible spawns everywhere, obviously. And then the last and final one, the event bonus, is gonna be 3 times catch XP. So guys, man, I cannot stress this enough. If you guys do not have 176 million every single time you have boosted catch XP ever, like the Luminous Legends events with the bonuses, you guys should have been going hard. You also should be going hard right now, even more, because COMM Days have so many spawns. I would not be surprised if you guys can churn through approximately 3 to 5 million XP easily during this day, especially if you take some other tips that we will talk about. The features are going to include Gabite evolution into Garchomp with the move of Earthpower. I still can't believe this Pokemon is getting such a powerful ground move. It's about time that we see Earthpower making its way into some of the top tier ground type attackers, which is really exciting. For $1, you can participate in the add-on. The day is free. The add-on is going to be $1 just to nibble. I always participate. It's just $1, and you usually get a good amount of stuff from this, including about 15,000 Stardust and premium items that are well worth more than $1. You can also take a picture of your Pokemon for usually up to 5 encounters if it all stays true. And that can potentially be a shiny Gible in a photo bomb. And then finally, we have a box that's going to be 1,280 coins, which is going to have 50 Ultra Balls. I love the Ultra Balls in there. This one's going to be 5 incenses and 5 lucky eggs, which are important for the 3 times catch bonus to be boosted. And then also an Elite TM in the charged fashion. So with all that said, guys, let's waste no more time. Let's get into my top tips, starting off with tip number 1. Tip number 1 is going to be focused all around the items. Like I said, guys, I really want you guys to focus on the XL candies of this specific Pokemon. Number 1, Garchomp in the Mega is going to be crazy strong. Number 2, for Go Battle League, it's also ranked pretty good, which we will check out here in a moment. So, honestly, I am going in with 1,000 Ultra Balls. And then, hopefully speaking, I'm going to have a couple hundred Great Balls as well. And I'm going to try to deplete as many red balls into my bag as possible. That includes opening all of my gifts every single day to help you get more of those premium balls, spinning Pokestops all day with an auto catcher, and then trying to let the auto catcher use all the red balls and stock up, especially towards Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and really focus on only saving the top tier balls. The reason why I recommend this, if you guys are new here, is because catching with those balls is going to make sure that those Pokemon do not break out and that you can keep catching faster with the skip animation catch trick. If you guys want to see that and you have tuned into my live stream, you're like, how does he do it with the glitch and the run button and it looks like he's skipping everything and he's running away from the Pokemon? Check it out up here. It's super important. And for this day, you are going to need lucky eggs, right? So it's 6 hours. Lucky eggs last for 30 minutes. I would like to see at some point that whatever bonus we have, that coinciding item would last for an hour. But as of right now, it has never been introduced as that. But you're gonna need 12 total lucky eggs. Like I said, if you don't have 176, you're gonna want to go after this to get those millions of XP points. You're gonna need a total of 2 incenses. Sometimes I tell you guys to wait until after a certain time for the incenses, but this time it's all about Gible, getting as much Gible candy as possible. So I'm gonna say, go after it as soon as that hits 11 a.m. Do use your incense. And then as far as pineapple berries go, I want you guys to have as many as possible. I'm going in with 500. I'm gonna pine up as many Gibles as possible. Not only do I want to be completely good with the exo candies, as I did talk about, I also want to be as good as possible on every single Gible regular candy as possible. That's what I see these rare COMM Day Pokemon as now. Micro-focused, get as much squeezed out candy as possible, good IVs, shinies, to make sure to save them because they are rare and they have been paywalled in the past, and they potentially will be paywalled in the future if you do want them. So maximize out right now when you can. And then finally speaking, let's talk about our bags. I have been challenging you guys to clean out 33% of your bag, not just for Gible COMM Day, but also for the summer of 2021, because I believe July is gonna be such an epic month. Not only that, we're gonna have Go Fest, which is gonna be super crazy. So I want you guys to have as much space as possible so you don't have to waste time during all these events going back through your bag and be like, oh my gosh, I need to scan through all these Gibles, then I can't save the Gibles to trade later to get Luckies, to get XO candy. So I'm gonna say, for me personally, I'm going over that. I want to do almost 50% if at all possible. So I have 4,000, my goal is to get to 2,000. I want as many Pokemon out of my bag as possible. If you guys need some help with that, tomorrow's video, unless something comes up, it will happen before Gible COMM Day starts. I will have a bag maintenance video coming out for you guys. And then finally, stacking up on 12 kilometer eggs is always great to make sure you guys can pop them at the beginning of the event and get a bunch of Stardust, because you can use star pieces during this event as well. It's not any type of boosted star piece event with Stardust, but there's a ton of Pokemon, and especially if you're getting weather boosted, which we will talk about in a minute, which is very important. And then finally, I want you guys to focus around XP from friendship bonuses. We have had an increase in friendship bonuses to be able to get more friends, so we have more potential to be getting friendship bonuses as well. That XP is free XP. I want you guys to make sure that you guys are incorporating a massive amount of friendship rank ups on this day as well, because if you can combine all of the Gible catching with the lucky eggs and the friendship bonuses, man, you're gonna turn through a lot of XP and get a lot of XP as well. Especially maybe you're close to level 40, have everything hit right up front, right when the event starts. Please make sure to coordinate with everybody so everybody maxes out on XP and nobody feels left out by somebody just opening one. So with all that said, that's a lot for tip number 1. Let's get right into tip number 2. Tip number 2, I think, in this regard is gonna be equally as important as tip number 1. Reason being, I want you guys to be in a really good location. So some of you guys may be thinking, what is a good location? College campuses are amazing. Downtown areas are amazing. The number 1 goal is to be in an area that has a circular flow to it, that when lured up, preferably, you guys can walk around that specific area, because then you're gonna be able to get the lures to keep going back, and preferably you'd be around a little bit more stops as well, so you can walk a little bit outside, get some more stops to spin to make sure that you are able to get other things such as items, and such as, more importantly, the field research, because there are always going to be Gible field researches out there. Preferably we're going to get items. There's going to be the items, which are going to include pineapple berries, great balls, ultra balls, golden raspberries, and potential Gible encounters, which is really cool. And so if you guys do want to use some lore modules, I would say probably the closest thing that you're gonna get right now is going to be a magnetic lore module, because that pulls a little bit more of the ground, steel, rock type Pokemon out there, which would then in turn boost a little bit to the Gible as well, as far as any of the lures. But if you don't, and you're in a little bit bigger of a circle, it's not really important to use the premium ones if it takes you a little bit of time to get around that circle, because that is only important if you're really sitting on like 6 stops and you want to just continuously spawn a bunch of Pokemon. And then also right up front, I want you guys to put on all of the items that you're going to use for the lucky eggs. If you're going for 12, just pop all 12 so you never have to go through and miss out on any XP throughout the entire day, because the 12 will last you the total of 6 hours. So with all that said, now let's get into tip number 3. Tip number 3 is going to be at the start of the event. What do we do? Number 1, do not catch Pokemon 30 minutes beforehand, because all those spawns will change into Gible spawns once the event happens, and it can be shiny Gibles right there. So you don't want to go and clear out all the Pokemon before the event starts. Boom, the event starts, and now you're having 50% less of those spawns because you already caught them. Those spawns do change over. Not only that, do not complete any field research from 12:01 a.m. all the way until 11 a.m. in the areas that you're going to be playing, because if you complete the field research, new ones do not spawn. It has been completed. You will not be able to get the Gible field research during the event space. And then finally speaking, like I do talk about, you're going to want to coordinate and hit friendship bonuses as soon as possible during this event day. So make sure to have the time zones down and everybody is coincided. Even if somebody is across the seas and you don't log into your game until the event starts, and as soon as you do, then you pop the egg because you know somebody in a different country already hit your XP bonus for your friendship. That's another way to do it too, because once you log in, you can get in there really fast into your items, put a lucky egg on, and you will be able to retrograde the XP, as opposed to the eggs. You cannot retrograde as far as Stardust goes, because once the eggs hatch, even if it's in the background, they all hatch at the same time, and the Stardust is already realized, even if the egg animations have not come out. Friendship bonuses, different. You have to actually see it pop up, not actually when it happened, which is really good. So, with all that said, now let's get into tip number 4. Tip number 4 is going to be talking about during the event. What is the weather conditions that's going to boost Gible? It is a ground and a dragon type Pokemon, so sunny weather. Fortunately, I'm in California, so hopefully it's going to be sunny weather. And then number 2, it's going to be dragon in windy weather. So you have 2 weather conditions that are going to boost that Pokemon. So what are the IVs of this Pokemon? So catching it from a field research task is going to be 477 for the 100% IVs. At level 20, hatching or raids is going to be 635. It's probably obviously not going to be in raids, but if you are able to hatch it, just want to make sure you guys know that it is that 635 number. But as far as level 30, 100% IVs is going to be 954. So that's going to be in any condition except those 2 conditions, which we did talk about, which are going to be windy weather and sunny weather. So every other conditions, 954 will be the highest CP Gible you can see in the wild. So if you see any Pokemon close to that or that number, that's going to be the 100% IV, except those 2 conditions. When it is weather boosted, that 954 can be a hundo, but is no longer guaranteed to be the 100% IV, because once you open up the cap to level 35, now the level 35 is the guaranteed 100% IV at 1033. The level 30 now has to be level 30 Pokemon and the exact CP in order for it to coincide and be that one. And Garchomp, as far as the 100% IVs for PvP, in Great League, doesn't really work. In Ultra League, still not super effective. Where it shines, really the only place it shines is going to be the Master League and the Master League Classic. It's going to be ranked 9 with XL in the Master League and ranked 5 in the Classic without XL. Moveset's going to be Mudshot, Earthpower, and Outrage combination. Those ones are going to be 100% IVs, but if you guys do want to look at the Ultra League, I mean, Great League is so far gone. I wouldn't even suggest looking for that one, but as far as the Ultra League goes, 100% IV is going to be a 0, 14, 13. Not only that, I want you guys to make sure you're doing the skip animation catch trick. So if you guys do want to understand what that is, we are going to put it at the end of the video as a plugin. So it's going to be a quick overview, or like we talked about, it was pinned up in the cards as well. You guys can go ahead and check out the cards and see that skip animation in full totality. And then finally, hatch all of your eggs on a star piece, at least 1, to get the extra Stardust. So finally, let's move on to tip important number 5. Tip number 5 is going to be, as the event ends, you do have all the way till 7 p.m. to evolve Garchomp. So Garchomp is going to be really important because it does have a Mega, so you want to get as many XL candy as possible. So the goal here, usually I'm like, just trade, evolve a bunch, which is still going to hold true, but the most important thing for me is going to save as many as possible and trade them over 100 kilometers to get guaranteed XL candies for each and every trade. Yes, I said it. I want you guys to be so good on Gible XL candy that you never have to worry about one again. The only way to do so is to play as hard as you can during the event, number 1, and then number 2, to maximize completely afterwards with the 100-kilometer trading to get you that guaranteed XL candy, which for me is very important. And so in addition, what I suggest doing is to evolve, especially in this regard, because Earthpower is a really good move to get a bunch of shiny Garchomps evolved, because candy is important, but it's not as important as XL candy because we're constantly getting rare candy when we do raids. You can always dump a little bit of rare candy into any of these Pokemon at some point, but it's much harder to get the XL candy. So that's why I say focus on the XL candy. And I would say to probably have, if you do get a lot of candy and everything like that, I would say probably like 5 to 10 Garchomps shiny with Earthpower. My #1 goal is to get a really high IV shiny Garchomp as a lucky Pokemon, or even if it's not a lucky Pokemon during this event space, so that I can have one to max out. I want to have the regular and I want to have the shiny as well, both mega evolved and powered up and ready to go. So that's gonna do it, guys. #1 focus, catch as many as you can. Have as much bag space as possible. Have as many Ultra Balls and Great Balls as possible. Pineapple berries as well, super important. Pineapple as many as you possibly can and get after it. So guys, I appreciate you being here. Likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, make sure to share this video to anybody out there that needs it because I want you guys to max out. So thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for being here. Everybody who takes their support, subscription, and participation to the next level, I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. The skip animation catch trick. This is gonna be a quick tutorial for you guys if you do wanna check it out. So first thing we're gonna do here is we're just gonna click on a Pokemon. The start of everything, right? So this is gonna be a little different. You can use a berry or not use a berry. That doesn't really matter too much. So the first thing you're gonna do is select your ball. You put your finger on the tray, you pull it over. Keep your finger on the screen. Once you throw the ball, you let go, you push off the screen, the run button glitches up into the top corner, and now you have that Pokemon. So I'm gonna break this down so you guys have this a little bit slower motion. Starting off is we're gonna go ahead and put our finger on either the Pokeball tray on the right side or the berry tray on the left side. It works for either. Then we're gonna go ahead and slide it across. You can slide it up. I just think that sliding it across works. So if you're doing the berry tray, it's gonna be in the opposite direction. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick the ball up with your finger still on the screen. That is gonna be the biggest thing that you need to make sure of. See how my finger's still on the screen? The key is once you touch that berry or ball tray, keeping your finger on the screen the entire time you throw the Pokeball is crucial until the Pokeball hits the Pokemon. Then we throw right there. Once the Pokemon gets hit by the ball, we then release our finger from the screen. This is gonna glitch the ball tray or the berry tray to come out. That is gonna be how we glitch the run button up into the top corner. Then, once that ball tray comes all the way out, is all you have to do is tap outside of the screen, not on the ball tray, but outside of the screen, as I just did above the berry tray or the ball tray. Once you tap outside of there, it's going to go ahead and hide that screen. And it's crucial, if you don't do that step, what happens is the tray will get frozen on your game. So if you forget to click outside of the tray to close the tray, the berry tray will get frozen on your screen and you're gonna have to restart the game. So it's very crucial that you do that step. And then by doing so, it's gonna glitch the run button up into the top left corner. And by glitching it into the top left corner, that allows you, once you hit the Pokemon, you can either do one of two things. You can run immediately, like I do here, or you can wait for it to do 1, 2 shakes, and on the third shake, as soon as that third shake goes all the way around, that means you've caught the Pokemon. You can go ahead and run. You don't need to wait for it to say gotcha or anything like that. Once that third shake does the swivel and completes the swivel, you can run because you then caught that Pokemon. That's what I do on all my shinies when I'm quick catching them. I wait for that swivel, and then I go ahead and run. And by clicking that run button, boom, we now have run from that Pokemon. We've skipped the animation, which is why we have this skip animation catch trick. It really, really significantly speeds up your gameplay. And there the Pokemon is sitting in the bags. It is not a 100% catch rate. It is going to be whatever catch rate is. But if you use the appropriate ball and you use the appropriate berry, you can speed up your gameplay a lot. And most of the time you will catch it. And especially on these lower CP Pokemon that we are catching right here in this cluster spawn, perfectly good to just go ahead and basically use whatever. So here is me using a golden raspberry. Not necessary, but it guarantees a shiny catch, especially for COMM Day, which is why we're prepping for this. And then we have the Gulpin right here. That's going to be another Pokemon that we can go ahead and quick catch. If you want to wait for the Pokemon's animation to happen and then throw the ball and time it up as we do the raid bosses, that's what we just demonstrated there with that Gulpin. And then we have the Houndour coming out there. Boom, we hit it. And we can even get the bounce back throw as well with the glitch out there. You just let it happen. And then finally, we have the Spinnerack. So the Spinnerack, I'm going to demonstrate something different. I'm going to demonstrate calling the ball back. Check this out. So what happens here is you're going to go ahead and throw this. This takes a ton of practice. Once you throw it, as soon as the ball tray pops out, you're basically clicking for the ball to call back. What you have to do is call the ball back, number one, before it either hits the ground or it hits the Pokemon. So let's say that you throw a ball at a Pokemon and it's in the middle of an attack and it bounces the ball off and it doesn't do a bounce back throw. You can claim that ball back before it hits the ground, and then that allows you to, number one, not break a catch streak, or number two, not waste a Pokeball, Great Ball, or Ultra Ball, which is pretty valuable. It gives you the most control. It's the most advanced, and you really have to be extremely timely with this, but when done properly, it really helps you max out completely on catching all your Pokemon. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.